Today I am going to be planning and batch creating my Patreon September content. I'm also going to be doing a little autumn reset or autumn refresh of my Patreon membership space. So I want to create like a new banner. I want to theme it for autumn. I want to think of like autumn benefits that we can add in. And I'm also going to be kind of reviewing my analytics on Patreon. So if you are curious what goes into running a Patreon, then keep watching because I am bringing you behind the scenes for everything today and showing you how I run my Patreon membership. We're gonna have a cozy early autumn day in the studio prepping some content for my Patreon members. Hey pals, welcome to our August monthly recap. Okay, so I just batch recorded 2 episodes for my Patreon podcast. I am actually testing it out as a video podcast at the moment. I switched to that in August. August was the first month that I did video podcast versions of the podcast. I decided to start doing 2 episodes a month because we have changed one of our benefits. I used to do like a monthly live stream, but it wasn't really working out for me or the members. So I've decided to do 2 episodes of the podcast every month. One is my monthly recap, and then one is more like strategy, small business tips focused. So by the time this video goes up, the episode that I recorded today will already be up. I also recently did an Ask Me Anything episode, which I made as a free episode, and part 2 of that will also be coming out in September, and that will be free. So I will link to the podcast in the description under this video if you want to go and listen to the free episodes to kind of get a flavor for what the podcast is like if you're curious about my Patreon membership. First thing I wanted to do today before we go into planning is actually look at my Patreon analytics or my Patreon insights, because it is a new month and also a new season in my Patreon. I really want to do like a little autumn reset or an autumn refresh. And so one thing that I like to do before I make any massive changes to my Patreon, because it is a paid membership, is actually go in and look at my analytics on Patreon to figure out like what is working right now, what is not working, what are my members actually enjoying, what are they not enjoying, and also to have a look at like, is my Patreon actually growing or not? Because in the coming months, especially in September, I really want to make more of an effort to invite more people into my Patreon. I feel like I don't actually talk about it enough or share it enough, and I do want to start sharing it more and growing the community there. This is my Patreon page. This is what it looks like when I open it up as a creator. So if you're not a Patreon creator, this is what it looks like on the creator side. At the top here as a creator, you see like an overview of the insights. So this is really helpful to keep an eye on. So at the moment I have 164 paid members. I know that this is down. I definitely know this is down because I remember that it was nearly at 200 paid members at the start of the summer. So we've lost about 40 paid members over the summer. That's not unusual. Summer is a quieter time for content. People are spending less in summer as well. So it's normal that you might have like some unsubscribes and some people who might cancel their membership during the summer months. At the moment, I am making €779 a month. I've also made €17.25 from my Patreon shop this month. I have a few products in my shop. This is the product that makes me the most money in my shop, which is my Notion content planner. That makes a few sales every month. I will put a link to that in the description under this video as well if you want to go and grab it. So that is the basic insight. Let's go to insights. That's just the overview, but let's have a look at the analytics. One thing that I really wanted to look at is the trend in new members versus cancel members. And I also want to look at it not just for the last 30 days. I want to look at it for the past 6 months. I want to see like what is the growth that's happening here. Okay, so first of all, I'm a little bit relieved because I was really worried that this purple line was going to be going down. So I can see that in general over the last 6 months, my Patreon members have been increasing. But the purple line, keeping in mind, is the free members. The blue line is the paying members. And again, I'm feeling actually quite relieved because I felt like we lost a lot of paying members in the last couple of months. And because I haven't been like keeping an eye on this at all this year, I really was worried that this had started to like drop, but it actually looks like it's kind of plateaued. It was 161 paying members in February, and it's now 164. So we actually haven't grown a lot, but we also haven't lost a lot of paying members or like active subscriber numbers. So that is a relief to me. And this is also really exciting to me to see that in general, the free members have increased a lot since the start of the year. So we had 1,177 free members at the start of the year, and we now have 1,661. That's people who are interested in my Patreon who could potentially become paying members, and that's really, really exciting. I'm actually relieved. I was really worried that those analytics were going to be going in an opposite direction. The other analytics that I wanted to actually look at is the posts. Again, let's switch it to the last 6 months so we can get a bigger picture. If you're new to Patreon, obviously you're going to be looking at this from like month to month, or you can set like a custom time to look at a set amount of days. I want to look at bigger picture because I am thinking, okay, like how can I grow my Patreon? What are my members interested in? What are they not interested in? What's been working over the last 6 months and what hasn't? It does only give you impressions and scenes. So keeping in mind that impressions are counted from emails as well. So that can be free members getting a notification about a popular post or just like scrolling past it on Patreon versus actually seen on Patreon, which I think narrows it more down to like people in that tier. Okay, so let's have a look at the latest posts, and we've got them sorted by total reach at the moment. So let's sort it, rank them by post seen, because what I'm really, really curious about is like what pieces of my content as paid content is actually the most popular. So first of all, at the top, I can see that the freebies definitely have the most seen, which doesn't surprise me. So this is public content, it's not paid content. Also, the what's happening in June plan was very, very popular for some reason. The Steal My Notion planner post was really popular in April. So of the most popular posts, it is all my free public content. So one thing that this does tell me is that I need to make more of an effort in my free public content to maybe have a call to action. If my focus on Patreon is to actually grow the community, invite more people into it, and my free content is getting the most impressions, which obviously it would because it's not behind the paywall and also everyone gets the email notifications about the free posts, that is an opportunity for me to add maybe like offers in on those free posts for people who could get like a sign up, or like adding a little call to actions, or even connecting those free posts to a piece of paid content. Maybe like part 1 is free and then part 2 is like paid content to create like that invitation into the community. Next thing that I want to do is grab my notebook and do some brainstorming, because there's definitely some things that need to change here because there's way too much free content I'm currently doing and not enough paid benefits. Okay, I finished up planning out my September content for Patreon, so I thought I would show you what I've planned and how I've kind of used those insights from the Patreon analytics to hopefully plan a month that's going to be not only more interesting for my current Patreon members, but also has a better balance of free and paywall content, so actually has more incentives for my current free members to consider joining as paid members. So let's have a little look, shall we? So this is my Notion content planner template that you saw in my Patreon shop. Down here is the content planner. At the moment, I have it filtered just to show me my Patreon content, and I have color coded this with emojis so that I can actually clearly see what content is for each tier and which content is actually free. Some things that I have left out of this planner at the moment is my YouTube videos. So I do actually post my YouTube videos directly to Patreon every time I upload a new YouTube video, and that is a public post, a free post. I am still going to do that, but I'm taken it out of the plan because I'm doing 2 videos a week. So that was just going to be like too much information going on here. In this plan is the content and the benefits that I'm actually going to share with my Patreons and put into the little monthly update that I will create for my Patreons. The white heart emojis are free or public content. So every month I will post the monthly schedule as a public post. I do this because I want also people who are free members to see what's coming up that month, so it might be an incentive for someone to upgrade. I am actually going to put in a discount code, a coupon code. I forgot to add it here, so let me just mark that in. So I had the idea, as I shared with you guys when I was looking at the insight, for free posts to include like a monthly coupon code and to reshare it a couple of times in the month. So free members who use that code can upgrade to paid tiers at a discount using the code. So I'm going to share the code with the monthly schedule. So people who are free members, when they see that, they can actually use the code to upgrade to a paid tier and get a discount. Then the orange hearts are the art club tier. Originally on the art club, I was sharing 2 monthly wallpaper drops and a digital download. I've decided to split the wallpaper drops. So instead of doing 2 drops a month with 6 phone wallpapers and 6 desktop wallpapers and 6 iPad wallpapers in each drop, I'm actually going to split it up. So I'll do like 2 wallpaper designs for each drop, and then also the calendar ones will have usually a little bit more, where that's like a wallpaper with the calendar for the next month. So this means that my art club members will be getting like new wallpapers more regularly, but it also means that I'm not creating more illustrations. It just makes it, I think, a little bit more exciting and a little bit more engaging if you're getting like these smaller drops throughout the month. At least I hope. I mean, I can see what my members think, but I think this is going to make it more engaging because there's going to be something new for art club members to download every single week. I also have a monthly print download for my art club members. That is something that I've been doing for a couple of months now that people really, really like. But I added in 2 new features for the art club members. So the first one is a how to draw post that I want to do each month. The other new benefit that I added for my art club members is a printable calendar page. So my idea is that every month I will share like a calendar page with an illustration and then just like the calendar for the month that people can print out and stick up as like an extra art print if they want to. So that gives art club members some weeks where they're actually getting 2 downloads, and hopefully that will be more incentives for the free members also to consider upgrading to that tier and getting some extra benefits. And the purple hearts are the creative community content. Obviously, people in the creative community have access to everything that the art club gets, but then the purple hearts are the things that they get in addition. So I have a couple of new things that I've added. I'm going to do like a color palette of the month where I'll share like a color inspiration spread, but also make it a downloadable Procreate swatch file so that you have like some new color inspiration for your artwork each month. We also have a monthly portfolio prompt, and they're like collectible printable cards, and each month has a prompt of like an illustration or a pattern that you can create for your portfolio. So I think that the monthly color palette and the portfolio prompt will kind of go really well hand in hand, like they'll go well together. I've also decided to have like an extra download each month, so like it will rotate based on the quarter. So at this month I've put in an autumn themed Notion dashboard, so updating the Notion dashboard that I have with October or like autumn themed illustrations, and that can be like a bonus download for them. Other ideas I had was like doing an extra draw with me live stream or having like a printable content planner download. So each month there'll be like a different one, and those will rotate. So when we come back around to winter, I'll do like a winter Notion content planner, and then I'll do a winter themed draw with me, so that I have like this extra thing that I'm doing for them every month, but it's also repeatable for me every few months. And then I also am bringing back an old popular benefit for the creative community, which was content prompts. Again, doing this not every single month, but kind of seasonally. So this month I'm going to do autumn themed content prompts. So I'll do probably a list of maybe like 20 or 30 ideas for content that can apply to shorts or reels or posts or blog posts or emails. And it's usually like a printable sheet that people can have like to tick off content ideas or just use to inspire their content planning. And again, I thought that that would be an extra thing to add in. So each week, the members of the creative community have an extra benefit that the art club don't have. So again, that is an incentive for people to upgrade or also like stay a member of that tier. Tomorrow I need to actually put this plan into the like PDF that I share as a post on Patreon, like the image that I create for it with everything on a cute little calendar so people can see what's coming up. And I have a couple of posts that I also need to schedule for the end of August and hopefully also get the first week of September scheduled, so I'm kind of a week ahead of myself. To share with you how I actually share my schedule with my Patreon members. So if you are thinking about starting a Patreon, or maybe you've been running one and you're looking for ways to like re-engage your audience or even just promote what it is you share on Patreon, this might be a helpful idea for you to let your patrons know what is coming up. So yesterday I showed you the Notion template. This is where I plan it out for myself so that I can track what I need to create and schedule. But then this is what I actually share with my Patreons. So this is just a template that I have created on Canva. I will put the link to the template in the description under this video if you want to just take my template and add your art or your brand style to it. You can absolutely do that. I will have saved it as like a little Canva template that you can copy and steal and add your actual details to. So each month I have like different theme for it. I'll add like my little illustrations or my little characters. And this month, as we're going into September, I've added some autumn or fall characters to it. So you can see that I've added all of the different content that I'm going to post on Patreon this month, but then I've also got them color coded so members can check what they're going to have access to or what is not in their tier. So everything that's in the lilac is a free or public post. Everything that is yellow is the art club, and then everything that's pink is creative community. So the color coding is really just helpful for people who are either not subscribed yet, so maybe they're thinking about upgrading so they can see, oh, actually I want to join the art club, or actually I want to join the creative community and have access to everything. Or it's also helpful for those who are in the art club to understand what is coming up for them and what benefits they're not actually going to have access to, which would be the pink ones. I think it's a really good idea if you're starting out to have some kind of a monthly schedule for your Patreon membership. One, because it keeps you accountable and it helps you know what to create and when to schedule it for. And two, because it helps people who are members know when something might be going up. And it's also great for people who are not yet members to see what is going to be happening for the month ahead. I see a lot that when I share this as a free post or I share this in email newsletters, I often have people who are free members convert to a paid tier after I've posted this because they can see what's going up, especially for a month like September this year where I've made changes to what's going to be happening on Patreon. Having this calendar is going to be really helpful for both my paid members and my free members to see what changes are happening, how the schedule is changing, and when they can expect content to drop on Patreon. So I hope that that is helpful for you if you are starting out on Patreon or you're considering starting out on Patreon. This could literally be your first post would be to set up your Patreon, create like a little schedule using the template that I've linked below, and then just post the schedule for the next month as a free public post. Even before you have any other content ready for your paid tiers, this would be like a great place to start if you don't know where to start. So the next thing that I need to do is actually schedule this as a post on Patreon so my members can actually see that. So let me show you exactly how I do that by taking you into the Patreon dashboard and showing you how to create a post. So we're back on the Patreon dashboard. If I click over here on the left-hand side on my sidebar, I can also go to my library. So in here you can see all of your posts, whether they are past posts or whether they are scheduled to go up. You can also see your drafts. So I think I don't have any drafts at the moment. And you can also see your collections. So on Patreon you can actually filter things into different collections so that it's easier for your members to browse things. You can also list collections for sale. So for people who aren't subscribed members, they can pay to have access to a specific collection of posts. For example, I have my monthly portfolio prompts, which I do like a printable digital card. And I've made that like an accessible collection. So my paid members who are in the tier that get access to this don't have to pay for it. But if there was someone who wanted those portfolio prompts without subscribing to my Patreon, they could just pay to have access to that collection. Today we want to create a post though. So we're going to go to the library, but you can do this from anywhere on Patreon. And we're going to click this big button over here. Mine is pink because my Patreon page theme is pink, but yours might be a different color. When we click that, we can choose from 3 different things to create. We can create a live stream, a product, or a post, and we want to create a post. At the top here, we have some buttons for things that we can add to our post, like a video, audio, image, a link. We can also embed things. So for example, when I post my YouTube videos, I always come over to Patreon and I embed the video on Patreon. So I will post the YouTube link, but then Patreon will show it as a video and people can play it directly on Patreon. You can also create polls and you can also create a live stream from here. And you can add attachments, which we are going to do as well. Then over on the right hand side, we have our post settings. So we can choose which tiers get access to this post. It'll automatically toggle them all on, or you can decide you only want like a specific tier to have access to it. You can also choose to sell a post. So you can set a price that someone could buy a post, just like they can buy a collection without having to subscribe, but your subscribed members get access to it within their tier. This post though is a public post, so we're going to click free access. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add the image to the top of the post. Here is the calendar image, and we're going to just put that into the top of the post. I like to have like images or cover images for all of my content, even if it's not something like this where the image actually has like information, but I'll like maybe create a title image and add that to the top of the post because I feel like it makes the feed more interesting when there are those like cover images. Then we're going to add a title to it. I'm also going to go ahead and attach the PDF version of the calendar to the post. This will be like at the bottom of the post when people look at it. So we're going to click this little plus here, and then we're going to attach an attachment. And then we're going to select the PDF version of the calendar and upload that. And then when we scroll down here to the bottom of the post, you'll see now that it's added as an attachment, which means when someone views it, that will be like a hyperlinked downloadable that they can click on and actually download the PDF to their device. Now we're going to add some text to the post. I'm going to keep this one nice and brief because most of the information is in the calendar. Okay, I'm done with the post copy. I've added the text, the title, the image, and the attachment. So this is ready to get ready for posting. So I'm just gonna go through the final settings on the post. First, I can choose to add this to a collection if I want to, but because it's a monthly schedule, I'm not gonna add that to a collection. I can also set the publish date, which I do want to do for this one because I don't want it to go up today as I'm filming this. I want it to go up on the last day of August. So we're going to click on the date here and we're going to schedule this to go up on Sunday. And then we're going to choose the time and I'm going to put it as 1500 Central European time. We then have some more settings. We can toggle to allow comments or toggle comments off. I'm going to leave comments toggled on. And we also want to make sure that our members will be notified when this post goes up. And then we can check that we're happy with it by clicking the preview post. This will give us a little preview of what the post will look like for members, so we can see how it will be laid out with the image and the title and the text and then the attachment down the bottom. If we're happy with it, we can click done and we can click schedule. Then it's going to tell us that we're all set. This is going to go up on the 31st of August at 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to click OK, and then it will take me back to my library where it will add it to my content library, and it will show me that it's currently scheduled. It's going to go up on this date. It has public tier access. It's ineligible for being a listed post, like price paid post, to sell it as a post, if that makes sense, because it is listed as a public post. And then it also tells me the post type. So it's an image and it shows the preview of the image and the attachment. And that is it. That is how you create content for your Patreon members. So again, if you have been thinking about starting a Patreon, you can use the template that I shared on Canva to do exactly the same thing that I did. Plan out your month, your first month of content for your Patreon members, create that calendar post for posting on Patreon, post it as a free public post, and then you can go and share that with your newsletter. You can post it on socials and people can come over and discover your Patreon and see what's going to be coming up. And that is pretty much it. That is how I plan and schedule a month's worth of Patreon content. I am going to go ahead and start editing and scheduling some of that content that I planned out so I can be ahead of myself. So I hope that you found this helpful and inspirational. If you have any questions about getting started on Patreon or running a Patreon membership, let me know down in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to click that thumbs up button to let YouTube know so that it can share it with more creatives who might be interested in starting a Patreon membership. If you haven't done so already, you can also click that subscribe button to join the creative community here on YouTube. And if you liked what you saw of my Patreon membership, you can also use the link in the description under this video to go over to my Patreon and join. You can join as a free member if you want first, or you can upgrade and become a member of the art club or the creative community, depending on what kind of content you would be interested in seeing from me over on Patreon. And as a YouTube subscriber, you can use the code YT25 to get 25% off your first month or year as a Patreon pal. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and I look forward to chatting with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.